Hey everyone, Tyler here at the Movie Beat, back with another video update, continuing with my thoughts on this signature K-series, signature Korean cinema that is being re-released into the movie theaters here, part of a CGV Movie Theater event. It's been awesome because I'm being able to see some of the best, some of my personal most favorite Korean films in theaters for the first time ever in 4K beautiful remasters. So far I've seen Taeguki, Joint Security Area, Bungee Jump of Their Own, and this is the second film of the three that are coming out in April. City of the Rising Sun from 1999, directed by Kim Sang-soo, starring Jung Woo-sung and Lee Jung-jae. So the theme for this month was like analog feelings and young faces. So we get to see these two actors, Jung Woo-sung and Lee Jung-jae, looking pretty young. It's awesome to see both of them at this age. If you guys have seen the film Beat, we got kind of a similar Jung Woo-sung in this one, same director as well. And actually kind of interestingly, this director has worked with Jung Woo-sung in like 4 of his movies, and I love all of them. Maybe you guys have seen some of his other ones: Asura, City of Madness, Musa the Warrior, Beat, and City of the Rising Sun. So I've seen a ton of Korean films, and for whatever reason, I have always put off seeing City of the Rising Sun because, like, early when I was getting into Korean cinema, I could not find this anywhere with subtitles, and then the DVD or the copy that I was able to get, the quality was so low that I just kind of wanted to wait. And I just kind of kept putting it off. Whatever reason, I love the fact that I can stumble upon a film like this and it can quickly enter and become one of my favorite Korean films that I have ever seen. I kid you not, I absolutely loved this one. It was amazing in so many ways. So first of all, I just gotta say the 4K remaster on this is probably the best 4K presentation, visual quality that I have ever seen. So I am going to be begging, I'm going to be sending out messages to every Blu-ray company out there that I know of, begging for this to be released in the near future or just in my lifetime. Please, Blu-ray gods, I would love this, and I think everyone out there would love it too. So first of all, this English title, City of the Rising Sun, is kind of interesting that they chose that, being the opposite of the Korean title, which just means no sun, Taeyang and Opda. It's about these two young men, played by Jung Woo-sung, who is this kind of amateur boxer who has a lot of heart, but he just doesn't have what it takes to really be a winner in the ring. And his friend, played by Lee Jung-jae, the character's name is Hong-gi, who is kind of this low-life gangster, really kind of a low, I wouldn't say low-level gangster. Really places all value in money and materialistic type pursuits. So he has a dream of, living in a really nice building someday, but he's the kind of guy that the moment he gets money, it's going to be gone the next day. He's going to gamble it all away. He has too much value that he places on money, and so he just kind of like is in a downward spiral. There's gangsters after him. He's pretty much backstabbed a lot of people that he ever became close to. And Jung Woo-sung, his character's name is Do-chul, is pretty much his only friend who, despite all of the differences that they have in this movie, I mean, they go back and forth, and it is a friendship like I haven't seen in on screen in a long time. They go back and forth, but even when you think there is no coming back or saving this friendship, they do find a way to, make amends and move on. So they do, I would say, love each other. And I think kind of looking back on these movies, I think a lot of people might comment on some kind of homoerotic vibe or something that's going on in films like this. I personally do not see that. I saw a very brotherly, close friendship type vibe. I get it though, because the soundtrack in this one is a bit eclectic. We do have songs like Ule Bule and Love Potion number 9, but we also have songs from like Sparkle Horse. It kind of reminded me of Radiohead type sounds. So very vast. There's like Hanky Panky. So if you guys have seen a lot of early South Korean films, maybe from this time, maybe you saw Friend, My Sassy Girl, that type of music, I think, was really popular for the working directors of that generation, like when they were young. So I think that is kind of one of the reasons that we do hear those kinds of songs in films like this. So I think one of the things that really caught me off guard was just how well crafted this film is. It looks and sounded so good, especially for being a film from 1999. Everything was just like the camera framing, the cinematography. I loved the editing in this film. I loved the color. So immediately when I got home, I had to check who this cinematographer was. Kim Hyung-gu, who shot Memories of Murder, The Host. He's also worked with Hong Sang-soo on a lot of what I would say are his most visually appealing films, like On the Beach at Night Alone, Hotel by the River, Woman on the Beach. So that is the style of Hong Sang-soo that I prefer, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, no wonder I loved City of the Rising Sun so much, visually speaking, because I think this has one of my favorite cinematographers in it. He also shot One Fine Spring Day, so a lot of stuff that I just really like. So visually, I could not believe how good this movie was. I loved the friendship between both characters, Lee Jung-jae and Jung Woo-sung. Also in this film, you're going to see a young Han Go-eun, you're going to see Lee Bum-soo, Kim Young-ho, Park Sung-woong. So a lot of familiar faces. Maybe you won't know Han Go-eun so much. She's kind of more of a TV talent, just a beautiful celebrity here in Korea, but I think this was one of her first films. I think this film really is in a unique spot in Korean cinema history because it's not like a super classic where it just, some of the filmmaking feels a little bit cruder, or it, maybe Korea just looks so different from the way that it does today because it did develop so quickly, so it has more of like that older side look to it. This movie is right on the middle. So the film came out in 1999, so Korea is still recovering or feeling a lot of negative effects from the financial crisis that just devastated the country in a lot of ways. And so here during that time, we have these two young men who are coming into their own, trying to find out what they can do in life, but they don't have a lot of like easy paths that they see in front of them for success and opportunity. So there's a little bit of a clash between these two characters with their philosophies on life, but them together, you just see both of that yin-yang side of everything, and just how these two men are growing up during this time period, the music, the look of this film. Oh my God, I loved it. I do not think that there are many films in general that I would rate a 10 out of 10, but I personally, there was so much about this film, and I know this is not going to be for everybody, maybe because of the music or just the way that it was filmed that has a unique style and editing to it, but it is just pure cinema in my opinion, and the fact that it's Korean, which I love Korean cinema, this film spoke to me on a number of levels, and I loved it. I could not believe how good it was. It is now my most wanted Blu-ray to come out, and the fact that I know that this beautiful, gorgeous 4K edition exists, there is no excuse for this masterpiece to be lying dormant or somewhere on a shelf somewhere. I believe everybody deserves to experience this film. I think you will enjoy it, so I would definitely put it in my limited category. I have a very small selection of Korean films, or films in general, that I would rate a 10 out of 10. This is a masterpiece in my opinion. So let me know if you guys have seen this film, City of the Rising Sun, directed by Kim Sung-soo. Very curious how this film impacted others, because I'm just me with my experience and my thoughts while I watch these movies. So I think that's one of my favorite things about talking to other film fans, just how the movies affected them in a similar way or in a different way. I'd be interested to hear from you guys in the comments below. So that's going to be it for this one. I am really looking forward to next week. I'm going to be checking out Il Mare, I'm guessing it's a 4K remaster, also starring Lee Jung-jae, one of my favorite Korean films. So really looking forward to that experience as well. I'll update you guys also on that one, just the picture quality and all of that. So until next time, I'm Tyler here at The Movie Beat. Keep watching movies.